Hello YouTube viewers. Welcome to my channel. Today we will tell you about interesting things about Earth. Earth is not flat, but it's not perfectly round either. Did you know that the speed at which our planet is orbiting the sun is 67,000 miles per hour? Or the possibility that it was originally purple? The only planet known to maintain an atmosphere with free oxygen, seas of surface-level liquid water, and life is Earth, which is located third from the sun. According to NASA, Earth is one of the 4 terrestrial planets because, like Mercury, Venus, and Mars, its surface is made of rocky material. The shape of Earth is not perfect. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, when Earth spins, a centrifugal force pushes outward and gravity pulls towards the planet's center, assumed for the sake of discussion that Earth is a perfect sphere. Centrifugal force near the equator is not exactly in opposition to gravity since it works perpendicular to the axis of the Earth and the axis of the Earth is inclined. Even if it seems like you're standing motionless, you're actually moving quickly all the time. According to Space.com, depending on where you are on the Earth, you may be rotating at a speed of slightly over 1,000 miles per hour. According to the American Physical Society, the Earth isn't simply spinning, it's also traveling at a speed of 67,000 miles, 107,826 kilometers per hour around the sun. By dating the planet's oldest rocks and recently found meteorites, scientists may determine how old the Earth is. Meteorites and Earth formed at the same time, when the solar system was forming. Their conclusions? According to the National Center for Science Education, Earth is 4.54 billion years old. The greatest earthquake to have hit the United States, as of March 2016, was a magnitude 9.2 quake that occurred on Good Friday, March 28, 1964, near Prince William Sound, Alaska. The U.S. Geological Survey, USGS, estimates that the world's greatest earthquake, which occurred in Chile on May 22, 1960, had a magnitude of 9.5. According to NASA Earth Observatory, El Azizia, Libya, holds the record for being the hottest place on Earth, with weather station records showing a temperature of 136 degrees Fahrenheit, 57.8 degrees Celsius, on September 13, 1922. Outside the network of meteorological stations, there have probably been hotter places. The notion that Antarctica is the coldest region on Earth may not come as a surprise, but the degree of coldness is quite astonishing. Wintertime lows there can reach minus 100 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 73 degrees Celsius. The World Meteorological Organization, WMO, reports that on July 21, 1983, the air at Russia's Vostok station dropped to a bone-chilling minus 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 89.2 degrees Celsius, according to records. The globe of Earth has never been fully spherical. The globe spins on its axis, which causes an additional 0.3% bulge near the equator. New findings from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory point to the expansion of Earth's waistline as a result of melting glaciers. The days are getting longer. The Earth's day is becoming longer every year. The day on Earth 4.6 billion years ago would have lasted around 6 hours. This had grown to 21.9 hours by 620 million years ago. The length of the typical day, which is now 24 hours, is growing by around 1.7 milliseconds every century. The cause? Via the tides that it contributes to producing, the Moon is slowing Earth's rotation. The tidal ocean bulges on Earth are dragged slightly ahead of the Moon-Earth axis by the planet's spin, which produces a twisting force that slows the rotation of the planet. Our day is becoming longer as a result, but not long enough to affect your hectic schedule. There weren't always several continents. For millions of years there has been a cyclical link between the continents of Earth. What is currently North America was in the core of Rodinia, a vast supercontinent formed around 800 million years ago when the massive tectonic plates that support Earth's land masses joined together. The Appalachian Mountains in North America and the Ural Mountains in Russia and Kazakhstan were formed by the collision of several fragments of Rodinia that finally split away and then recollapsed 250 to 500 million years ago. The continents merged once more some 250 million years ago to create Pangaea, another supercontinent encircled by a single, global ocean. Around 50 million years, Pangaea started to disintegrate. Gondwanaland and Laurasia, its 2 major land masses, eventually broke apart. Earth is not flat, but it's not perfectly round either. Earth has never been perfectly round. The planet bulges around the equator by an extra 0.3% as a result of the fact that it rotates about its axis. Earth's diameter from north to south pole is 12,714 kilometers, 7,900 miles, while through the equator it is 12,756 kilometers, 7,926 miles. The difference, 42.78 kilometers, 26.58 miles, is about 1/300th the diameter of Earth. This variation is too tiny to be seen in pictures of Earth from space, so the planet appears round to the human eye. Recent research from NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory suggests that melting glaciers are causing Earth's waistline to spread. The days are getting longer. The length of Earth's day is increasing. When Earth was formed 4.6 billion years ago, its day would have been roughly 6 hours long. By 620 million years ago, this had increased to 21.9 hours. Today, the average day is 24 hours long. There weren't always several continents. Earth's continents have had an on-again, off-again relationship that has lasted for millions of years. Some 800 million years ago, the great tectonic plates that Earth's land masses ride upon came together, assembling the continents into a large supercontinent called Rodinia. What is now North America lay at the center of it. Rodinia eventually broke apart into many pieces that recollided 250 to 500 million years ago, creating the Appalachian Mountains in North America and the Ural Mountains in Russia and Kazakhstan. Earth's icy times. The Earth experienced numerous severe climatic upheavals known as ice ages between 600 and 800 million years ago. The snowball Earth idea proposes that Earth nearly or totally froze multiple times as a result of the extreme cold. Earth would have been blanketed in glacial ice from pole to pole during 4 such times of alternating freezing and thawing that may have been caused by decreases in greenhouse gases like methane and carbon dioxide. The average temperature of the planet would have been around -50 degrees Celsius, -74 degrees Fahrenheit, with the equator similar to Antarctica today, because the majority of the sun's energy would have been deflected back into space by ice. Fortunately, even if the existence of snowball Earth is highly debated, the driest place on Earth. Ironically, the Pacific Ocean and the Atacama Desert in northern Chile are the 2 largest bodies of water in the world. At Arica, Chile, there is just 0.8 millimeters of rainfall each year on average, 0.03 inches. The community of Calama in the Atacama Desert is thought to have gone 400 years without rain before an unexpected storm hit in 1972. In contrast to other deserts, the Atacama is relatively chilly and lacks even cyanobacteria, which are green photosynthetic microorganisms that reside in rocks or under stones, in its driest regions. NASA astrobiologists visit the Atacama in search of microbes that may survive in such a harsh environment in an effort to understand whether life is possible on other planets. Earth's gravity isn't uniform. The gravitational field of Earth would be uniform throughout if it were a perfect spherical. Yet, in reality, the planet's surface is uneven, and factors such as water flow, ice drift, and the movement of tectonic plates beneath the Earth's crust all affect how strongly gravity pulls on objects. Gravity anomalies are these variances. The Himalayas, for example, create a positive gravity anomaly where gravity is stronger than it would be on a featureless, perfectly smooth planet. On the other hand, the presence of ocean trenches or dips in the land brought by glaciers thousands of years ago causes negative gravity anomalies. The Earth's gravitational field is being mapped in unprecedented detail by NASA's GRACE, Gravity Recovery and Climate Experiment, mission, which is circling above us. In the past, sea levels were very different. On Earth, the most recent ice advance started some 70,000 years ago, terminated 11,500 years ago, and reached its maximum extent 18,000 years ago. The Great Lakes basins were carved out by glaciers and ice sheets at this time, and rivers were blocked and diverted, changing the paths of the Mississippi and other American rivers. The amount of water that was frozen into ice caused sea levels to plummet by as much as 120 meters, 390 feet, revealing some of the present-day ocean floor. Moreover, the sea level on Earth has fluctuated up to 70 meters, 230 feet, in the past. The sea was really 5 to 7 meters, 16 to 23 feet, higher than it is now during the previous interglacial epoch. Our sun has a voracious appetite. Like our sun, all stars deteriorate and pass away in time. The sun will eventually collapse under the force of gravity when it runs out of hydrogen, expanding into a red giant that is 100 times bigger and 2,000 times more brilliant and vaporizing Earth in the process. That won't happen for around 5 billion years, so don't worry. One possibility is to evacuate the planet before this occurs, but doing so would need futuristic technology and a place that can support life. The other possibility is that a passing star might alter Earth's orbit over the next several billion years and force it away from the sun. 1 in 100,000, according to scientists, is a greater chance than winning the lottery. Sadly, if there were no light, our ancestors would probably end up. The moon is not Earth's only companion. While they are not exactly moons, 2 more entities that orbit close to Earth are occasionally referred to be moons. Asteroid 3753 Cruithne, discovered in 1986, really revolves around the Sun. Cruithne appears to be following Earth because it orbits the Sun in the same length of time that Earth does. As seen from Earth, its orbit looks to be shaped like a bean. Asteroid 2002 AA29 likewise revolves around the Sun in a year, but it takes a stranger horseshoe-shaped route that comes at within 5.9 million miles, 3.7 million kilometers, of Earth every 95 years. Scientists have recommended taking samples from AA29 and transporting them back to Earth because of how close it is to us. The calm before the storm. The calm before the storm does in fact happen in the correct circumstances. It is not merely an urban legend. A low-pressure region is left in the wake of a storm as it sucks warm, wet air, its fuel, from the surrounding environment. Strong drafts compel part of the air to rise as it is swept up into the storm cloud. The tallest storm clouds, which may reach heights of up to 16 kilometers, 10 miles, are removed of their hot air by these updrafts, which then force it out over their edges. The air then falls, becoming warmer, drier, and more stable as a result. People in that area remark the quiet before the storm as it blankets the area below and stabilizes the air there.